What is up, guys? Jason here. Welcome back to the channel. In this week's video, I'm going to give you guys what you have all been waiting for: Southern California versus Northern California Kaiser Hospital salaries. I'm going to be comparing the hourly rates, the shift differentials, cost of living differences, and I'll briefly go over which location has the most things to do to keep you entertained. So if you find this video helpful and you want to see more videos like it, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. All right, let's move on to the video. First, I want to talk to you guys about union representation. Which union represents which hospital? Okay, so on the left-hand side, we have the Southern Californian region that's represented by the United Nurses Association of California and the Union of Healthcare Professionals. On the right side, we have the Northern California region that's represented by California Nurses Association. Here, you'll find the list of all of the facilities that are covered under the United Nurses Association of California and the Union of Healthcare Professionals. These are all of the facilities that are going to be covered in the Southern California region. And here is a map of all of the Kaiser hospitals in the Southern California region. On the other side of the spectrum, we have the California Nurses Association. As you can see here, these are some of the hospitals that are being represented by the CNA. We have Kaiser Permanente hospitals all the way from San Francisco to Fresno. Okay, so now that we know the locations, let's discuss the salaries. First, let's talk about shift differentials. When it comes to shift differentials, as you can see here, the SoCal region is going to have the lower rate of the two. For evening shift nurses, you're going to be getting paid $2.75 an hour, and for night shift nurses, you're going to be getting paid $4.50 per hour. If you're in the Northern California region, you're going to be getting paid $7.70 per hour for the evening shift differential and $12.25 for the night shift differential. When it comes to the weekend differential, this is a position that is going to pay a differential for those nurses that choose to work every single weekend. Both of these regions, the SoCal and the NorCal regions, are going to be paying a 10% shift differential for working the weekends. Now, let's go over the hourly rate. Okay, so for these rates, I'm just gonna briefly go over some of the rates so you guys can sort of get an idea of what the rates look like in comparison to each other. But if you want to check out exactly how much one of these positions pay based on the years of experience, go ahead and pause the video on the slide that is of most interest to you. Okay, so when we're talking about salaries, we're gonna discuss base benefited salaries first without evening, night, or weekend differentials. In Southern California, as an RN with 0 years of experience, you're going to start off at $49.59 per hour. In Northern California, you're going to start at $63.34 per hour. This here is a benefited position with an evening shift differential. An RN in SoCal with 0 years of experience is going to be making $52.34 per hour. In NorCal, you're going to be making $71.04 per hour. Here, a benefited RN with a night shift differential is going to be making $54.09 per hour in SoCal, $75.59 per hour in NorCal. Now, when it comes to a benefited weekend position and no night shift or evening shift differentials, in SoCal, you're going to be making $54.55 per hour. In NorCal, you're going to be making $69.67 per hour with 0 years of experience. Now, the same benefited weekend position on an evening shift is going to be getting paid an evening shift differential that's going to be equivalent to a total of $57.30 per hour in SoCal and $77.38 per hour in NorCal with 0 years of experience. Then we have a benefited weekend position for a nurse working the night shift. Here, a nurse with 0 years of experience in SoCal is going to be earning $59.05 per hour or $81.93 per hour in NorCal. But if you choose to work per diem, this is where the big money is. As a per diem nurse with no shift differential, you're going to be making $68.13 per hour in Southern California with 1 year of experience, because it's very difficult to get a per diem position with no experience whatsoever, versus a nurse working in Northern California making $87.51 per hour. Next, we have a per diem nurse working the evening shift. As a per diem nurse that's working the evening shift in SoCal, you're going to be making $70.88 per hour with 1 year of experience. And in Northern California, you're going to be making $95.21 per hour. Lastly, we have the per diem nurse that's working the night shift. As a night shift per diem nurse, you're going to be making $72.63 per hour with 1 year of experience in Southern California versus $99.76 per hour in Northern California. All right, so now that I've showed you exactly how much you guys would be earning, let's break this down even further. Let's talk about the hourly, the yearly, and the median salaries for both of these locations. I want you guys to take the time and actually look at all of this information. In these charts, what I did was take the hourly rates from 0 years of experience to 31 years of experience, and I divided one by the other to get the difference in rate. Okay, so as you can see, the Northern California region for all of these positions is going to make anywhere from 10% all the way up to almost 40% more than the Southern California region. But what I did then was collect the median rate for each of these positions from 0 years of experience to 31 years of experience, so I can show you guys which of these positions is going to pay the most in the Northern California region. And as you can see in these charts, the per diem night shift position is going to pay 27.25% more than any of the other positions listed on this chart. And on the right hand side of every one of these charts, I calculated the yearly salary for all of these positions and their years of experience. As you can see here, for the SoCal region, the benefited base position, if you're working 36 hours per week, which is the amount of hours that I use for every single one of these, you might work less, you might work more, but I chose 36 as a baseline. You would be earning $92,836 per hour in the Southern California region on a yearly basis versus $118,573 in Northern California on a yearly basis. But if you bring it all the way down to the bottom right, as a per diem night shift nurse, you're going to be earning $135,956 per hour in Southern California with 1 year of experience versus $186,753 per hour in the Northern California region as a per diem night shift nurse. Whew, okay, that was a mouthful, and these are a lot of calculations, but I want to compare the cost of living and the lifestyle differences of all of these locations. So let's use San Diego as a baseline. In San Diego, if you're earning $92,836 per year, remember that was our baseline, and that is how much you're going to be earning on a yearly basis as a nurse with 0 years of experience in San Diego. Okay, so with this salary of $92,836, how much more would you need to earn if you lived in LA? As you can see here, you would need to earn 3% more if you lived in LA versus San Diego. That is $95,881, because as you can see here, the rent for a 2-bedroom apartment in San Diego is going to be $2,393 a month versus $2,820 in LA. Or the median home price of a 3-bed 2-bath home in San Diego is going to cost you $798,964 versus $827,579 in LA. And you have to remember that both of these locations are going to be covered under the same contract. So the pay is going to be the $92,836 per year baseline, which means if you move to and work in LA, essentially you're going to be making less per year than you would in San Diego. Now let's go to another city. Let's go to Oakland, because some of my viewers are actually considering moving to the Bay Area. If you're a Kaiser nurse that's working in San Diego and choose to move to Oakland, you would have to earn $103,785 per year in Oakland, which is 12% higher than it would have been had you lived in San Diego. And this is not just because the rent and the real estate prices are going to be higher, it's because your food costs, your transportation costs, and many other things are going to be more expensive in the Oakland area. But you have to also remember that now we are working with 2 separate unions and 2 separate contracts. If you're in Oakland, you're going to be represented by the CNA. That means that you are going to have a higher hourly rate than you would if you were to live and work in San Diego. Alright, next let's compare San Diego to Sacramento, where Monica and I chose to live and work. If you're a Kaiser nurse that's working in San Diego and you choose to move to Sacramento, you would need to earn $77,936 per year in order to live the same lifestyle that you would have with $92,836 per year in San Diego. That means that you need to earn 16% less in Sacramento than you would in San Diego to maintain the same lifestyle. And now let's put this into perspective. If you are in Sacramento, you are going to be covered under the California Nurses Association contract. That means that your hourly rate is going to be higher in Sacramento than it is in the San Diego region. A 2-bedroom apartment in Sacramento is only going to cost you $1,947 per month, and a 3-bedroom 2-bathroom home is going to cost you $455,600. Here, your transportation, your food costs, and other costs will be higher, but the price of rent and housing is going to be much lower than it is in the San Diego region. And lastly, for comparison's sake, let's compare San Diego to San Francisco. If you are a nurse making $92,836 per hour in San Diego, you would need to earn $129,634 in San Francisco to live the same lifestyle. That means that your cost of living is going to be 40% higher in San Francisco than it is in San Diego. Now, like I said before, in San Francisco, you are going to be covered under the California Nurses Association contract, but the salary you're going to need in San Francisco to maintain the same standard of living that you did in San Diego is going to be higher than what a nurse in the Kaiser system is going to get paid with 0 years of experience. As you can see here, the nurse living in San Francisco is going to be paying an average of $4,128 per month for a 2-bedroom apartment. And if you're looking to buy a house that's 3 beds, 2 baths in San Francisco, don't even think about it, because this house is going to be costing you $1.2 million. Alright, but why do people still move to these higher cost of living areas? This is where we talk about the type of things that you might be able to do based on the location you choose to move to. If you live in Sacramento, there really aren't that many things to do in this area, but you do have Lake Tahoe, San Francisco, and Napa Valley within a 2-hour driving distance. In San Diego, you have the beaches, the zoos, the parks, the outdoor activities, the aquariums. The list is endless and the weather is perfect. Unlike Sacramento, where the temperatures can oftentimes go over 100 degrees in the summer. And don't even get me started on Sacramento's poor air quality during the summer months. Alright, next we have LA. Out of all the cities here, LA is going to be the largest city. It will have the most amount of activities on this list, and you also have the beaches just a few minutes away. Next, we have Oakland. If you're familiar with New York City, Oakland is like the Williamsburg or the Long Island city of New York. Oakland is an up-and-coming city, and a lot of millennials are moving to this location because of the close proximity to San Francisco and the lower cost of living. And lastly, we have San Francisco. This is where everybody wants to move to because of the weather, the beaches, the vibe, the Victorian style homes, the parks. It's got everything. And this is one of the cities that Monica and I enjoy visiting the most. But if you choose to live here, you also have to remember you're going to be dealing with a high level of crime and a high level of homelessness. Okay, so earlier I talked about the cost of living differences, but let's break this down into a chart. What salary do you need in order to maintain the same standard of living in any one of these locations? So if you go back to that other chart where I had all of the positions listed with their hourly rate, their yearly rate, and the difference in the median salaries, this is the graph that I came up with. Let's take San Diego as a baseline. If you are in San Diego making $92,836 per year, the salary needed to maintain that lifestyle is a 0. If you move to Sacramento, you need to earn 16.5% less, or $77,936 per year. If you're living in LA, you need to earn $95,881 per year, or 3.28% more. If you're living in Oakland, you need to earn $103,785 per year, or 11.79% more than you would in San Diego. And if you're living in San Francisco, you need to earn $129,634 per year, or 39.64% more than you did in San Diego. And if you look at the breakdown of all of these salaries and all of these positions, you would have seen that the only time this nurse in San Francisco would have been able to surpass this 39.64% threshold would have been as a benefited nurse working night shift with 0 years of experience. So after watching this video, which city will you choose to live and work in? And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you watch the other videos on my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.